We've spent 7 episodes this past week on practice for adults. How, the why, the body, the mindset, the art, the craft, and even just taking 5 minutes. Today, I want to bring it all into one place, one framework you can live in. So let's talk about what's waiting on the other side of it. Has anything from this week landed differently than you expected? Episode 51 was our first one on this arc. Did anything shift how you think about practice? Did you try the approaches? Do you have a cleaner, clearer sense of what may have been missing and feel a little bit better that it's maybe not your playing, but how you approach your playing? Maybe not the length of time spent so much as the focus during the minutes that you do have. And wouldn't you agree that it would be powerful to walk into every practice session with a real framework, not a vague intention, but a living structure that continually serves you every single time? And wouldn't you agree that that framework, if it came with a community of people doing the same thing, would mean you never have to figure it out alone? If we haven't met, I'm EP Archer, and I help committed adults over 30 who play an instrument or sing create beautiful tone and unshakable confidence without compromising who they are or the music that they love. So our quote to close this series is, again, by Igor Stravinsky. If you haven't read The Poetics of Music yet, pick it up. It's an amazing read. It's a short read. And he said, the more constraints that we impose, the more we free ourselves. The arbitrariness of the constraint serves only to obtain precision of execution. So if your constraint is form, it helps you execute form. If your constraint is a particular key signature, it helps you execute within that tonal structure. If your constraint is, let's say, your bow hold or your bow hand for violin, that helps the mechanics of your right hand improve the quality of your tone. So impose a restraint on yourself, not to feel like you're in a box, but to make sure you get something done. It's just like having SMART goals, right? We want something to be measurable, and we want to be able to track that in real time. So let's go through all the keys for all the episodes. So if you haven't heard all of these, here's your shortcut. Here is your guide to success. First, we talked in episode 51 about practicing smarter. When we are deliberate and we have a specific target, when we play with intention before the notes come out, that creates freedom. In episode 52, we talked about the simplicity of just showing up every day. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, doing something in the air with your hands if you don't have your instrument, active listening to create that audiation within your brain, but showing up every day. Consistency can be part of your musical identity, and ritual over routine. Your favorite brew of coffee, the best space in your house for practicing, or a pair of headphones so that you can really isolate your sounds. But create a ritual, because that is going to feel good in your body. It's going to create endorphins. It's going to create serotonin, and you are going to have a better time practicing. The daily decision is made one time, and then every day we just show up for that choice, that decision we already made. Episode 53, we talked about letting go to get better. When we're in fear or worry or judgment, any of the negative emotions, tension is created, and tension is actually the problem. It doesn't facilitate any kind of singing or musical playing. It's the opposite of movement. So release, open up, move, be flexible, let go to get better. In 54, we talked about art and craft, and there's this huge debate in music, right? The artistry or the actual craft, the science and the math of music versus the expression of music. And I propose that you always have to be in service of both. Technique is helping you to express more clearly. And that dedicated craft and exercise that you're working on is creating a facility so that you can play from your subconscious, from the back of your mind and your heart, without having to actively think about every single step. And expression is what fuels us to go ahead and do those boring exercises, to go ahead and do anything that's repetitive. And somatic resonance is the key that holds them both together. When we are aware and in our body and seeing how things feel and noticing that when something is correct or beautiful, how it feels in our body, that is what links your art and craft together. And that brings us to episode 55. Your body is part of the practice. That's why somatic awareness is so important. That's why methods like the Alexander method and Feldenkrais exist to help us reconnect and use music to facilitate healing and energy in our body, not tension, not judgment. Body mapping is our proprioceptive advantage as adults, and tension is just the data that we can apply to solve the problem. Episode 56 was 5 minutes is enough. I know it's so hard to say, hey, I only have 5 minutes. I only have 10 minutes. That won't matter. That won't make a bit of a difference. But the fact is, atomic habits do make a difference. Read the best-selling book by James Clear. A tiny bit every single day will make a bigger difference than a chunk once a week. So start micro-practicing. Make sure that you take rests in between your practice. Don't just go hard for 2 hours and then not take a break. Don't get into the trap that it has to be an hour or nothing. Intentional practice, whether it's minutes, half hours, or hours, is going to serve you the best. And that's how you build on success time after time. And today we're talking about a framework, our next step. I would love for you to create your own practice framework. If that seems overwhelming, I would love to help you with that absolutely for free. Come find me. I'm EP Archer. You can find me on Facebook. And if you're a violinist, you can come join our free violin group. But let's create a framework together right now. You don't have to go anywhere. Stay right here. Get out your pen and pencil or type into the chat in your little notes app. Let's do it. This is the framework for one session, any length, any instrument or voice. Number 1, arrive. Number 2, name it. Number 3, work with it. Number 4, play or sing it. Number 5, rest and reflect. All right, let's go through each step one at a time. Arrive. We want to arrive where we're going to practice, where we're going to sing, but we also want to arrive with our awareness, with our intention, with connection. One breath, a signal, a cup of coffee. Tell your body it's time. Get out your practice journal and write a smiley face, but arrive and be present. Number 2, naming. Name one thing, one specific target. If you haven't read the book, The One Thing by Gary Keller, it is an amazing read. And when we can think of that one thing that will move the needle, that is more important than everything else in this movement, that when I work on that one thing, everything else will be affected. And oftentimes that could be technique or it could be scales, but those scales are going to help you with every single piece. And that technique makes every note sound better. So pick one thing, a specific target, not just I want to sound better, but something specific. Number 3 is work. And when we work, we want to work with awareness, targeted repetitions that play into feeling in our body, that check in and release tension as we notice it, that take in the data and make micro adjustments. So the sound is our feedback and the audiation, that sound in our mind, is our goal. Number 4, play. Play something you love. Sing it first and then play it. Or if you're a singer, listen and then sing. No agenda, just your music, expression. This is when art and craft come together. And finally, stop. Rest, reset, and reflect. Let everything consolidate, and this is where your skill is built. It might be laying down for a minute, it might be taking some deep breaths, it might be going and getting a nice cup of tea, but come back after you've had time for everything to gel. That's it. 5 steps, 5 minutes, 50 minutes, 5 hours. The length doesn't change the structure, but your framework can change everything. So take this framework, use it on your own, keep showing up, share it with your friends, collaborate, make sure you have a community of people around you who support you, who care about you, who are in this with you. Practice isn't what you do before the music. Practice is the music, being deeply in the moment with that love and that joy and that grace to connect ourselves. We don't practice in order to play. We practice because we identify with music, with our instrument, with our voice, or as being a musician. And musicians show up. So that's a wrap for the practice arc. 7 episodes, 1 framework, and a completely different way of showing up for yourself and your music. If you want to go deeper with structure, support, and a community of committed adults doing the same thing, your next step is jumping in. So contact me on Facebook. You can also follow the link in this show. Or if you're a violinist, come and join our free group on Facebook, facebook.com/group/adult violin. Come say hi. I'm in there every single day. Regardless, I can't wait to see what opens up for you. Your best music is on the other side, and I'll see you there.